The first time Ethan Cruz really noticed Luca's raise was the day the classroom went quiet. Not the comfortable kind of quiet teachers waited for with folded arms and hopeful eyes. This silence was sharp, sudden, alert, the kind that made every student instinctively look anywhere but forward. "Your locker," Mr. Alvarez said, holding a crumpled report, "was vandalized. Witnesses say you were nearby." Lucas Reyes leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, expression unreadable. He didn't look surprised. He didn't look angry either, just uninterested. "So," Lucas said. Ethan hated that word immediately. He sat 2 rows away, posture straight, notes neatly aligned. He had already categorized Lucas in his mind: transfer student, worn sneakers, late arrivals, careless smile. The kind of person who disrupted order just by existing. "Ethan," Mr. Alvarez said, turning, "you were in the hallway. Did you see anything?" The room seemed to tilt. Ethan hesitated. Half a second, barely noticeable. "I saw him near the lockers," Ethan said. That was enough. Lucas's gaze snapped to him, not furious, not wounded, curious, like Ethan had just revealed something interesting about himself. "That's not what you asked," Lucas said lightly. The teacher dismissed them with warnings, no consequences, no apologies. But the damage was done. From that day on, friction followed them like a shadow. Lucas questioned rules openly. Ethan corrected mistakes without mercy. Lucas laughed too loudly. Ethan never laughed at all. They clashed in discussions, in hallways, in the air between desks. "Do you ever shut up?" Lucas muttered during a group activity. "Do you ever prepare?" Ethan replied calmly. When the teacher assigned them as partners for a semester-long project, the universe felt cruelly deliberate. They worked in silence at first, hostile silence. Notes slid across the table, pens clicked too loudly, every correction felt like an accusation. "You don't get to decide everything," Lucas said one afternoon, spinning his pen. "I decide what's correct," Ethan replied without looking up. Lucas scoffed, "God, you're unbearable." Ethan finally looked at him. Lucas's eyes were tired, not lazy, not careless, tired in a way Ethan recognized but had never allowed himself to name. Something shifted. Weeks passed. Arguments shortened, silences softened. They worked late in the library, then in empty classrooms when it closed early. Rain tapped against windows, neon lights flickered outside. "You ever get tired of being like that?" Lucas asked one evening. "Like what?" "Perfect." Ethan paused. "I don't get to mess up." Lucas didn't tease him, didn't push. He just nodded. Ethan started noticing details. Lucas always chose window seats. Lucas hummed when concentrating. Lucas never talked about home. Lucas noticed things too. Ethan stayed late even when exhausted. Ethan never checked his phone. Ethan smiled only when he forgot he was being watched. One afternoon, a group of students surrounded Lucas near the gym, whispering accusations. Ethan stepped forward without thinking. He didn't do anything. Lucas stared at him afterward like the ground had shifted beneath his feet. "Why?" Lucas asked. Ethan didn't know. The rumor came later. It spread fast and quietly, twisting everything. Lucas was accused of cheating. Ethan was accused of helping him. The student council demanded an explanation. Ethan stood in front of them, heart hammering. He knew how to fix this. He stayed quiet. Lucas didn't argue, didn't protest. He just stopped coming to school. The silence was unbearable. Ethan found himself listening for footsteps that never came, looking for a familiar slouch in doorways, realizing too late that the absence hurt more than any argument ever had. He hadn't hated Lucas in weeks. Maybe months. What he felt now was something else entirely. Ethan found him behind the convenience store one evening, trash bags stacked high, city lights humming. "You shouldn't be here," Lucas said without turning around. "I know." Lucas exhaled slowly. "You chose yourself." Ethan nodded, "And I was wrong." Lucas finally faced him. His expression was guarded but not closed. "I don't hate you anymore," Lucas said quietly. "That's the problem." The words landed between them, fragile and heavy. "I don't want to lose you," Ethan said. "I already did once." Silence pressed in. Then Lucas stepped closer. The air smelled like rain and warm asphalt. Their foreheads touched first, breath mingling, everything unspoken vibrating between them. Ethan, Lucas murmured, half warning, half invitation. Ethan leaned in. The kiss was soft, hesitant, like both of them were afraid it might vanish if they pressed too hard. Lucas's hand gripped Ethan's jacket, grounding him. When they pulled back barely, their noses brushed. Guess we're past hate, Lucas said softly. Ethan smiled, yeah. They didn't say love. Not yet. Graduation came with noise and applause and endings. They stood side by side, not labeled, not defined, just choosing each other. As they walked home together under a dimming sky, the city quiet around them, Ethan realized something simple and terrifying. Silence didn't scare him anymore. Not when Lucas was beside him.